What is value? What is culture? All that kind of shit. What is an effective creative process? All that stuff. I've given it a lot of thought over the years. I've got a lot of fucking ideas about it. I care about that shit. It matters. Your environment matters. If you're surrounded by ugly shit all the time, it's gonna be an ugly life. You know. I remember seeing this Balenciaga piece. It's about a 20-minute piece here. I remember seeing this piece and actually crying while watching it. Now I was going through some personal shit at the time. Um, it was a rough time in general, but this piece really inspired me. It was a negative inspiration. It was so ugly to me that it inspired me to produce various kinds of art, like um, rust vods and uh, improvised live music, um, commentary pieces, things like that. Like this was the one piece that I saw a few years back that truly inspired me to just go ahead and give content a try. My idea of that. So, anyways, this is my idea of a fucking aesthetics review. So let's get into it. By the way, I do long form content. So if you're looking for typical YouTube formats, this might not be your thing, man. So the idea here is there's going to be a bunch of models walking through here, and it's not a traditional runway. It's a mud pit. So a lot of people are excited. And it is kind of interesting how light functions when it hits the mud and stuff like that. Like, yeah, if it was a black and white format, it would provide a lot of interesting contrasts and line work and textures and things like that. But I don't think that they were trying to use the light in that sort of way. I don't know. It seemed like this show was designed for disgust. It's starting. It's starting. Now it starts off with Kanye. Um, Obviously a polarizing figure at this point. What is it? It's April in 2025. He just came out with that like that wild swastika shirt and everything. He's still on his media campaign. Um what do I think is going on with Kanye? Man, we could probably think a little bit more about that. It seems a little bit complicated. It seems like he's lived a life of he's a creative, like he makes music, right? He produces clothing. He likes design. He's very introverted. I kind of identify with that sort of mindset, right? In the past, I have identified with things like INFP, the Myers Briggs sort of stuff. But if I had to guess, what's going on with Kanye currently, his whole thing is like he's breaking his programming that the career has forced upon him. With music, recording, with performances, choreography, like what he's doing right now. That's choreography. Like this is the idea of a fashion runway. Like you are modeling the use and utility of the textiles and the way that they're sitting, hanging on your body. So he's still doing choreography. Like, the point that I'm trying to get at is, when you're in a career like his, there's a lot of people telling him what to do, where to go, how to move, how to dance, what, like, even to the timing, even. If you think about the tempo of the song, you're not just being told what to do, you're being told when to do it. Oh, and he's breaking the programming in his own fashion. Oh, fuck. Whoa. So it's dystopian as fuck. We're just getting started. When you're a creative on Kanye's level, there must be a degree of compartmentalization. And by compartmentalization, what I mean is like, like, think about, like, when you're a workman, like, you go to your 9 to 5 or something like that, right? You clock in, you do your job, which is doing all the necessary things that are required to do the job, right? You you can get to a point where your mind turns off, and you can get into a point where that can operate for years. Like, you clock in, you're compartmentalized to just do this thing for this amount of time, XY thing, whatever is necessary, whatever is allegedly prescribed to get the job done, right? For creatives, that's like, when you're doing your performance, when you're doing your act on stage and everything, you're completely compartmentalized in the sense that nothing matters in that moment. Nothing matters other than doing what is necessary to get the job done for however long is required. So what's Kanye's job here? Walk the path. And he looks like he's soldiering through it, right? So the atmosphere of the music, it's combative, it's fucking dystopic, it's designed to be unsettling. It's not designed for utility in any way. It's designed to provoke some, like, repellent energy. I don't know, man. Part of me thinks that like the designers of such a of such a collection probably want to put extreme examples of outlier fashion choices to see if somebody would actually choose to wear this in public. I wonder about that. No function to the long sleeves on that. It would be dangerous to walk around like that casually. Why would I say it'd be dangerous to walk around with cuffs that are long like that? You don't have access to your your hand movement, or quick access to your pockets if you needed it. So like, it's grotesque. It is the opposite of what is aesthetic. It is the opposite of what is useful. Yep. Another piece of nonsense you could trip over if you needed to run. There's a million ways you can do nonsense in this world. And that's undercutting the true capacity for the amount of nonsense that is possible. Truly astonishing. The chain wallet is too long. Could get caught on something way too easily. It's not functional. Not useful. Might even be dangerous. The big belt is distinctive, but not practical because people don't design jeans like that. You'd have to design jeans to fit that belt, so more nonsense. Like the wide belt would produce sales for that. So like, is that the number one goal with the fashion art show that we're seeing here? To produce sales in one way or another? Produce the demand for the wide belt, and you must find the pants that fit the belt that they sell. Okay. Oh, right, yeah, the bag with the armhole in it. wild, ain't it? So you can foresee somebody filling that bag with their goods from the store. If they needed to run because they're getting chased, they'd probably fall, skin their knee, and yeah, they'd probably fall because the weight is offset and it's connected to the the side of their body, so it's completely not functional. Not even aesthetic, just bizarre. The arm might even be attached to the bottom of the bag. So it's like you're in part of a straitjacket. Okay, so the bag is a big one they're trying to sell. The bag is the main selling point, it appears. And I'm not sold, man. That might be a little bit more on the like relatable utilitarian side. That looks like a traditional sort of gown type outfit, you know. Okay, it's a little bit of a fairy tale forest type outfit. The problem with the bag too. The problem with the bag too, if you it's all fucked up. It's all fucked up. It's actually a big problem. Okay, if you put heavy things in there, uh, plus it appears that the hand is attached at the bottom. You have to like fit your entire arm in there like a glove, and it's attached at the bottom. So it's not even gravity. It's not even gravity that's holding down the or it's I'm a little bit stony right now, if you can't tell. It's it's inverting the natural order of things, man. The whole point of a bag is to have gravity pull it down and you just hold it and it's one thing, but there's all the the bottom of the weight is being held up by your hand that is being secured by the by like by the leather stitching or whatever, and it's not even being held up by your shoulders, so you're using all these extra muscles in your shoulders to hold the thing up. It's completely unnatural, stupid, and if you ran with it, you'd probably fall. And I talk about this shit because I've like I've had to chase like thieves out of like the grocery store and stuff like that. I've fallen because of like small amount of weight is on the side of my apron or something like that I wasn't anticipating and stuff. Like these things matter if you get into real life situations like fashion, clothing. Let me put it like this. clothing is technology. If you have bad clothing, you have bad tech. That just looks like it was like a unfinished design that was thrown on. Or some kind of design in progress. They won't know the difference. Most of the music that they use in the Balenciaga fashion shows is very unsettling, like techno type industrial stuff. It's usually very unsettling and like jarring on the ears. Some unusual dresses, but this is a little bit more like understandable in terms of like its scope of its utility. I think that's the pink one. That's my favorite outfit so far. Those glasses, pretty out there. Wonder how expensive they are. See, like I'd say that's a pretty nice dress. Like the oversized stuff, I really don't understand the appeal of that. The eyewear, I guess it's really easy to create a unique looking product in eyewear. So I suppose that's why they feature a lot of that. Like it's a matter of making a mold and squirting it out, you know what I mean? When it comes to like making eyewear. I see a lot of this like garbage bag holding and like blanket holding, like it's almost like it's almost in a way touching on the whole derelict concept of Zoolander, if you ever saw that movie. It almost seems like it's half joking about that concept or something. I don't know. See what I'm saying about the music? It's really jarring, unsettling stuff. Hmm. A little bit. I don't know. What do you say about that? It seems like unnecessarily flappy in the pants like that. Like it's just extra cloth. Why? Is that an open bag of chips? Not quite. I think it looked like it. Wait. I will admit, like, in terms of like fashion as an art form, I will admit that I don't understand fashion designers completely. Like sometimes it seems like the outfits are like sloppily thrown together. Like let me see if I could find the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, like okay, the second one back with the pink shoes. How much thought could have really gone into that, honestly? That looks like the miscellaneous bin from the back just thrown together like, "Oh shit, just throw something on and go for it." Like was is there somebody that claims that there was a lot of thought that went into that particular outfit? I would love to hear the argument for it. What I'm trying to say is like it just seems arbitrary sometimes, and other times it seems like it's really well thought out, like the pink dress, for instance, right? Other times there's fishnets. So and when people wear fishnets in terms of like fashion and stuff like that, like uh, it becomes more of a line work sort of thing. And for the person that's wearing the fishnets, I suppose it would be a sort of sensation, but it's not. It doesn't serve as any kind of like practical protection from the elements or anything like that. I guess I don't see the line between where it's like it appears to be arbitrary, miscellaneous articles of clothing just thrown together, and where there's actual like thought and aesthetic design involved. I can't really distinguish that with fashion, as it's mostly a visual, art form. Most of my experience is in audiovisual or audio. But fashion, it appears, is just a visual art form, which is probably why they have to compensate for the stimulation aspect with the jarring music. Now I get it. Okay, we're learning. Because when you're making content in general, you want to be, you'd better be visually and audio dazzling to the viewer, or else you're not competitive. So I could see how they would boost the stimulation on the audio end because it's a visual art form. Wow. That's a good outfit. That seems practical, useful, warm, you know? She's not carrying a teddy bear. The eyewear is always out there. When it comes to eyewear, what's my taste in eyewear? Like, the traditional fucking shapes, man. The ones that just work. Looking at my blue blocker glasses, like, how can I describe them? They're like Joe Glasses shape, man. The ones that always work. By the way, if you don't have blue blocker glasses, like, I'd certainly recommend those, especially these days, man. With how much time we spend at these computers, man. I see so many gamers that don't use blue blockers, and they talk about headaches and all that stuff and everything. Like, if you haven't considered looking into blue blocker glasses, and I'm not a blue blocker glasses salesman, I have given away a few on some giveaways, however, but yeah, I'm not looking at no computer screen without blue blocker glasses personally. They save on eye strain and they save on headaches and everything. Helps you focus up and enjoy your content consumption experience. You know what I mean? Like, it's functional. Like, you can tell some thought went into it. Somebody took the time to design it and everything. So, like, that's certainly on that end of the spectrum. But there's nothing more to it. Like, it's so interesting. Like, in some of these designs, they go out of their way for, like, outlandish, memorable stuff, and then in other designs, I see, like, straightforward, like, Joe dress with the texture, admittedly, but it's like, I don't know, a one-dimensional design. I just wouldn't expect it. right? A lot of moving parts. It's got Hostel vibes, you know? The look of determination, too. See, like, a lot of thought went into a design like that compared to the white dress. I'm just wondering, why would they hold back on the simple designs and stuff? I wonder. I remember seeing this shit and I'm like, people think this is fucking beautiful? This is somebody's idea about where society should go?